It's a damp, chilly night at Wrigley Field in Chicago. We welcome you to Game 6 of this National League Championship Series, where the Cubs are trying to close it out on the home front, leading this best-of-7 series over the Florida Marlins 3-2. Hi again, everybody. I'm Tom Brenneman, welcoming you, as always, to playoff baseball here on Fox. Well, the stars seem to be aligned for the Chicago Cubs. They have Mark Pryor getting the ball tonight, their best pitcher. Kerry Wood waiting in the wings should there be a Game 7 tomorrow. But we are talking about the Chicago Cubs, a franchise that has not been to the World Series since 1945. Steve Lyons, clearly there is pressure on both teams tonight, but I know you feel there is more pressure, at least in this game, on the visiting Florida Marlins.
Well, to me, there's no question about that. Everybody talks about must-win situations. This is a must-win situation for the Florida Marlins. They were the underdogs coming into this series. They're down now, but you know what? They play like a loose team. There are a lot of young guys. They're having fun. No one expected them to get this far, but if they are able to beat Mark Pryor in this game tonight, the weight of the world will come down on Kerry Wood in Game 7, because this is an organization who has never been expected to win. Now they are, and if it gets to a Game 7, that will be tremendous pressure on the Cubs.
We know all about Mark Pryor. Arguably, he has been the best pitcher in the National League the entire season. Al Leiter, you suspected and thought that Carl Pavano should get the start here tonight. Jack McKeon agrees, and I know you feel he's the right man for this job tonight.
I do, and there's nothing second tier about Carl Pavano. This guy had a good year, and especially at the end of the season. In his last 15 starts, he was 11-4. He led the team in quality starts with 21. He's got good stuff, great poise. He's the right guy for tonight.
Carl Pavano trying to keep the Florida Marlins' hopes alive here in Game 6 and send it to Game 7 tomorrow, where it's Mark Redmond against Kerry Wood. But first things first, the Cubs at Wrigley Field trying to get to the World Series. First pitch next.
Ted?
Hey man, remember how Ted was talking about his new acting job, but he was a little hazy on the details?
Right up here, baby.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, say hello to Pickle Boy.
I'm so glad I got to see this.
Happy to help.
Picture mail that talks from Sprint. At Sprint stores, choose from a wide selection of picture phones starting at $99.99. Share it when it happens.
Unsurpassed engineering. Unparalleled technology. It blows away the competition. Champion. Mach 3 Turbo Champion. It's the world's best shave. Gillette guarantees it. Now with a red-hot new look. Nothing else even comes close. Test drive one today. Mach 3 Turbo Champion. From Gillette. The best a man can get.
Program in the first, $4.
Summer wind.
Snacks in the fourth, $25.
From across the sea.
A soda at the end of the seventh, $3.
It lingered there.
Friday night, no TV, DVDs, or video games.
And walk with
Priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. Devoted fan of Major League Baseball.
Beautiful.
Why did Car and Driver name it Best Luxury SUV for 2003? Well, there's this. 4X Motion all-wheel drive.
Beautiful.
Touareg, the Volkswagen that does what other Volkswagens don't.
The League Championship Series on Fox, brought to you by Sprint, proudly offering picture mail and PCS Vision picture phones. By Gillette Mach 3 Turbo for the closer shave with less irritation, even against the grain. By MasterCard, there are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard. And by Radio Shack, official sponsor of Major League Baseball. 72-year-old Jack McKeon, his first trip to the postseason as a skipper, and his Marlins facing an elimination game as they did on Sunday in Florida, and came away with a 4-0 win behind Josh Beckett. The Marlin lineup brought to you by State Farm. Juan Pierre in center, Luis Castillo at second, Ivan Rodriguez catching. Miguel Cabrera again in right, Derek Lee at first, Mike Lowell at third, a ladder third at Jeff Conine, Alex Gonzalez, and Carl Pavano in place of Brad Penny. And on the mound for the Cubs, an 18-game winner during the regular season, 2-0 in the postseason, right-hander Mark Pryor.
This is the do-it-all guy for this Cubs, the right guy for the job in Game 6 to win it all. He's a control freak. He puts the ball almost where he wants it, anytime he wants it. Mid-90s fastball, good movement on it, and he's got tremendous poise out there for a young kid. Just a year and a half in the major leagues, and flat out the ace of this staff, and this is a staff with Kerry Wood on it.
Al Leiter, you talked about it. You pitched in Game 7 of the 1997 World Series. Right now, Mark Pryor's on the mound. You said earlier there's no debate about it. He is nervous. What exactly does he need to think about? What does he need to do to win this Game 6 and end the series?
To focus on Pierre and the Marlin lineup. The nervousness is good. Obviously, you drive off of that and off, so it feeds off of your aggressive nature. But you have to focus back to what matters. And what he has control of is when he gets the ball in his hand, to execute a hitter's weakness, and that's to look at Pierre right now and just constantly focus on executing pitches and don't allow the exterior distractions of what might happen at the end of this game affect what he does right here on this very pitch.
Tonight's game also available in Spanish by utilizing the SAP button on your television. We are set to go. Temperatures expected to get down in the low 40s. We had a great deal of rain during the day today. The field is very wet, especially the outfield. Juan Pierre digging in. First pitch swinging, fouls it out of play, strike one, and we are underway. Pierre 5 hits and 23 at-bats during this LCS, with only 1 stolen base in 3 attempts. The Marlins trying to score a first-inning run for the first time in this series. 0-2. And Jack McKeon told us earlier, Steve, it is very important, he believes, to get on the board first for the first time.
Well, the top of that order is what's done it for him all year long, Pierre and Castillo. Unfortunately for the Florida Marlins, you're looking for a guy on the mound that struggles in the first inning. That ain't Mark Pryor.
Popped up, short left field, and Alex Gonzalez out to get it. A very late arriving crowd here at Wrigley Field. Still a number of empty seats, which is quite surprising. Undoubtedly, they will fill up soon. The Cubs defensively have Alu in left, Lofton in center, Sammy in right. Aramis Ramirez, Alex Gonzalez on the left side, Mark Grudzielanek, and Randall Simon on the right, with a battery of Pryor and Paul Bacco. Now Luis Castillo, only 4 hits in 20 at-bats with a run batted in. He looks at a strike.
Opposing hitters against Pryor in the first inning hit just 187.
Pryor yet to throw a pitch out of the strike zone. 5 pitches, 5 strikes.
Well, generally, control and your ability to put the ball in the zone has some bearing on where your mind is. And obviously, with what you just said, Tom, it doesn't seem like he's affected a whole lot right now.
Slapped into left center field. It'll fall in a base hit for Luis Castillo. He's a 1-out base runner. It is interesting to note that the first game that Pryor started in this series, the Cubs won the game 12-3. They gave Pryor an early 8-0 lead. But if you take away the pitcher spot, the Marlin lineup in that game collected 8 hits in 28 at-bats. That's a .350 batting average with 2 doubles and 2 home runs.
You also have to remember, too, that, I mean, here's a guy that rarely throws his changeup, but in that game, threw a lot of changeups. I mean, he was experimenting out there. He was playing around. Here you're talking about a league championship series with the big lead, and he's out there working on his changeup. That's a nice luxury to have.
Pudge Rodriguez, a breaking ball, checks his swing. They appeal. He didn't go around, and it's ball 1 to Rodriguez. 7 hits in 20 at-bats, 2 home runs, 8 runs batted in, including the National League Division Series, 14 RBIs. But look what he's done in the Marlin wins in the postseason. 3 homers, 12 batted in, only 2 RBIs in their losses.
Not too many people are going to catch up with that pitch. Good riding, high fastball up in the strike zone. A high fastball always looks better to a hitter because he sees it better. Fortunately for the hitter, he usually has a few more miles an hour on it when it's up there, and your eyes light up, but you can't catch up.
Breaking ball and a good one by Pryor. 1-2.
And because of that last pitch that Pudge swung at 95 near his neck, that's what made him commit on that curveball in the dirt. They have to commit a little sooner, especially with somebody who throws as hard as Pryor. Everything starts a little sooner.
Came back with a fastball again, and this time Pudge lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Just underway, a 1-out single by Luis Castillo after Pierre popped up to begin the ball game.
Larry Rothschild often talks about how easy Pryor throws the ball, how fluid and easy his motion is. And for a hitter, what that does to you is the ball gets on you so much quicker. The ball explodes late. Ball's coming at you. You feel like you got a beat on. Next thing you know, it's by you with exploding action on every one of his pitches at the end.
I.e. Mariano Rivera. Still 2-2 on Ivan Rodriguez. That ball fouled off into the stands directly behind the plate, and it hit someone, and the medical people here at Wrigley Field immediately rushing over to try and bring some help. Hopefully that fella's all right. And you would suspect Castillo will be running on the pitch here.
Pudge generally put the ball in play. Castillo with great speed over at first base.
And a guy who throws a lot of strikes. 50 walks in 211 innings.
3-2 on Rodriguez. Runner goes. Breaking ball is high, and the Marlins have 2 on with 1 out here in the opening inning against Pryor. Pryor got ahead of Pudge Rodriguez in that at-bat, and the at-bat got away from the 23-year-old right-hander.
Quite a bit of respect right there for Rodriguez. You get a 3-2 breaking ball when you know that the runner's running. It looked like he was trying to get the strikeout right there, and not really worrying about what Castillo was going to be doing.
Now the 20-year-old Miguel Cabrera, called up from Double-A Carolina on June the 20th. Hit a game-winning home run his major league debut. And in the postseason, since starting 0 for 9 in the Giants series, has 12 hits in his last 25 at-bats. First pitch swinging, fly ball into right center field and playable for Lofton. Castillo will tag up and he'll advance on to third, 2 away in the inning. You a little surprised Cabrera first pitch swinging there after the bout of wildness, if you will, from Pryor in the Pryor at bat?
Well, I was just thinking that what he's thinking up there is Pryor is not a wild pitcher, does not have a history of being wild, and if you walk a guy in front of me, I'm thinking if you're Pryor, you're going to come right at me and throw a strike first pitch. I'm jumping all over it.
Well, also, too, this ended up being a backup slider slurve curve, and Cabrera's very aggressive. He's shown that. He's swinging. And as a result of that looking like a fastball out of his hand, he was out in front.
Yep, and leaning out in front, too.
It's been a rough series for Derek Lee. Only 3 hits and 22 at-bats with a home run. Fastball inside.
Yeah, that's what happens to you when you think at the plate sometimes, Tommy. It doesn't help you. Cabrera goes up there looking first pitch fastball, doesn't get it, but still swings. And Pryor saying, you don't think I'm just going to flip a get me over fastball to you just because I walked that last guy.
Swung on and fouled out of play. Well, this postseason has been ugly for Derek so far. 9 games, only 1 home run and 3 runs batted in. It's interesting to note, however, that the 3 hits in this series, 2 of them came against Mark Pryor, including his only home run of the postseason.
And defensively, you have plus fastball staff, and generally Lee likes the ball down out over the plate, and they've been tying him up. They've been pitching him great.
Fastball up and in. He fouled it back 1-2.
He has been a lot closer in this series to getting better at swinging the bat. He's not far away now. We saw him foul a few pitches straight back. He fouled that one straight back. Unfortunately, you never get a break in this starting rotation. You start to feel good, and then who do you get to face? Pryor, and then Wood tomorrow if needed.
What you doing, Brian?
I'm just putting my name and address in these bottles and sending them out to sea. Hopefully someone will find them and contact me someday.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Why? Why do you torture me, Brian Henderson of 12 Maple Lane?
For the great taste that won't fill you up and never lets you down, make it a Bud Light.
Brian. Nice to meet you.
Wow! With Dish Network Satellite TV, you get the lowest all-digital price in America every day. Just $24.99 a month for over 50 top digital channels. A price that's guaranteed through January 2005. Order today and get a free 3-room satellite TV system with free installation. That's right, satellite TV in 3 rooms of your home free. Want more? Call and ask how you can get 3 free months of our most popular value pack with HBO and Cinemax. Call 1-800-WOW-DISH or visit Radio Shack, Sears, or a local participating retailer.
You live a lot of your life between 0 and 55. No one understands that like your State Farm agent. That's why more people insure their cars with us than anyone else. Because we think car insurance should be as much about you as it is about your car.
Hello?
Hey, honey. Now, don't forget to pick up the dog.
Me? Forget?
Now there's a phone you can use as a wireless or as a walkie-talkie.
Hey, Gina, when do we record? Noon. Oh, thanks.
Now at Radio Shack, get a Verizon Wireless Motorola V60P, a push-to-talk wireless phone for just $149.99.
Hey, Vanessa.
Rick, you didn't remember.
Delivery, Miss Williams?
Vanessa.
Oh.
Radio Shack.
Dusty Baker trying to get a team to the World Series for the 2nd consecutive year. He did so with the Giants last season. His starting lineup brought to you by State Farm. Kenny Lofton in center. Mark Grudzielanek at second. Sammy Sosa in right. Moises Alou in left. Aramis Ramirez at third. Randall Simon in first. A ladder third of Alex Gonzalez, Paul Bacco, and Mark Pryor. And on the mound, the 27-year-old Southington, Connecticut native Carl Pavano, who has pitched out of the bullpen during the entire postseason during the division series and this LCS. His first postseason start here tonight. In there for strike one to Kenny Lofton.
Yeah, there's the numbers on the season, and I think Al Leiter had it right. This guy is a stud out there when he's on. He's nervous, but I don't think his knees are shaking. He's ready for this start and an outstanding season.
And there's Lofton again. He floats one into right field, a leadoff base hit.
That was a split finger. Split finger changeup. Just went down and got it.
Lofton stayed with it pretty good. Just looped it into right field. Didn't try to do a whole lot with it. Kenny Lofton, 12 home runs on the season, but you never think of him as a power threat, really. Just trying to put the ball in play.
Dusty Baker said he would try to play for an early run, play a little small ball. Let's see if Grudzielanek is up there to bunt him over. Mark only 4 of 23 in the LCS. Puts down the bunt perfectly. He will advance a runner.
Nice job. This is what the Cubs have done so well in this series, either at home or on the road. Get on the board first somehow. We talked about Mark Pryor being a guy that does not struggle in the first inning. Pavano does. Opposing hitters versus Pavano in the first inning hit .328 with 3 home runs, and Sammy Sosa is a .455 career hitter against Pavano with 2 home runs as well.
Lofton at second, 1 away, and here's Sammy. Ball 1 low and away. Lofton has reached base in the first inning in now 3 of the first 5 games leading up to tonight, so 4 out of 6. All 3 times he got on base in the first inning in this series, he scored a run. Fouled away, and that foul tip got a piece of Pudge Rodriguez.
ball gets fouled off your foot in a game like this, it's going to bark at you a little bit more than down in South Florida where it was warm. Down and away from Sammy, and he just got underneath the foot protector on that shin guard. Got him right on the inside part of the big toe on his right foot. That's going to take a long time to walk off. Not freezing out here tonight. Crisp. That hurts. The tools of ignorance. You got that right. Look at the scouting report on Carl Pavano. Sinker, slider, split, also throws a changeup. Fastball is the key to all those other pitches. He's got to be able to establish that sinking fastball so that he can throw everything else. And they say he gets in trouble when he starts to yank his pitches, when he overthrows and hooks the ball and pulls everything down and away to the right-handed hitters, like that pitch that he just threw to Sosa.
Lofton at second, one away. 1-1 to Sammy Sosa here in the opening inning. Fastball paints the outside corner, a strike. Mike Riley, the home plate umpire, joined by Jerry Crawford, Chuck Merriweather, Field and Culbreth, Mike Everett down the left field line, and Larry Poncino down the right field line. Those are the numbers Steve was talking about a moment ago. Sosa against Pavano. Sosa with runners in scoring position during this postseason. A .364 batter with 2 home runs. One, the dramatic home run in Game 1 in the bottom of the 9th to tie it. Had a good rip there and fouled it back.
That is a moment when a starting pitcher just says, wow, made a mistake there and I got away with it. Tried to come in. It was actually a good idea. Come inside. He went 3 down and away. Sammy swung at 1 and a good paint. That's supposed to be inside. Sammy really should have waffled it based on its location.
Served into right field. It will fall. A base hit. Lofton will score. Sosa to second, and the Cubs lead 1-0.
That is a great at-bat because that's how they're going to try to get Sammy out. They don't think he can hit a good fastball. We've talked about that all series, but they're also going to try to get him out with breaking balls off the plate away. That's a fastball away, another one down and away that got pudged. Same pitch one more time, as Al talked about. Tried to go in and missed, but now they say good slider away and he won't reach it. He did reach it. Good job of hanging in there and kind of thinking along with the pitcher.
The Cubs again score in the opening inning, and you see what Sosa has done when it counts in this series thus far. Moises Alou, the batter, and the former Marlin, looks at ball 1 away. Alou 6 of 21 in the series with a home run and 3 batted in. Cubs have now outscored the Marlins 12-0 in the first inning in this series. The 8 runs scored for Kenny Lofton ties an NLCS record. One of those names, Will Clark, of course, in 1989 for the Giants against the Cubs. The last time the Cubs played an LCS.
They have pitched Moises Alou very tough in this series.
Good job, Sammy.
I think it's a big mistake if they think they can come in on him. They've stayed away from him very well. They've gone away, and when he starts thinking out there, they've been able to bust him inside off the plate. They try to come in. We've talked about this before. I think he has the quickest hands of any guy in that Cub lineup.
Rolled up the third base line. Lowell will let it go foul.
talking along the line with his quick hands. That was a fastball away, 90, and he pulled it.
Tried to pull it,
Tried to pull it. So you talk about quickness. It actually hurt him in that sense because it's probably a pitch he would have liked to have gone up the middle.
They've done a good job of just doing the opposite of what Moises has been thinking. If he's looking away, they've busted him in. If he's been trying to pull the ball, they've stayed away very well with him. Actually pitched him very carefully. I think they want to miss anywhere on the inner half to Moises Alou for as strong as he is and as quick as he is inside.
Sosa at second, one out. Down and away, 3-1.
If you're Pavano, you have to think that this one run isn't just one run. Against Pryor, it could be a loss. Fastball hitter, it's not such a bad idea. If you go off speed, you walk him. You've got the double play in order with Ramirez.
Breaking ball caught the outside corner, and Alou disagrees. Full count.
You can see, watch the way Alou kind of pulls out a little bit. See that front shoulder go and the hip go? He's wanting to put everything that way towards left field. He's really kind of pulling out a little bit too much, trying to pull.
If Pavano can duplicate that pitch, he throws it again.
Ground ball in the hole. Gonzalez will not even attempt to throw. That'll be an infield hit for Alou, and Sosa stays at second base. Ramirez, 5 of 19 in the series. 3 of his 5 hits for home runs. He's knocked in 7. Pavano in there in place of Brad Penny, the Game 2 starter who got banged around here at Wrigley Field. Breaking ball down and away, and Ramirez chased it. Strike one. Ramirez and Gonzalez have both been big hitters in this series for the Chicago Cubs. Double-A battery indeed. 6 home runs between the two. 14 runs batted in. Another breaking ball. 0-2. Pavano has a good one early on here tonight.
Well, this guy was a stud coming up in the Red Sox system. You'll remember he got traded to the Montreal Expos in 1997 along with Tony Armas Jr. for none other than Pedro Martinez. That's how much that organization thought of him.
Two on, 1 in, 1 out. Pitch away. Pavano was traded from Montreal to the Marlins in a multiplayer deal that involved Cliff Floyd going the other way.
Based on those 2 swings that Ramirez had on the sliders down the way, you see he can't hit it, but he shows, throw it again.
Fly ball left field. Conon's got it for the second out of the inning. Well, you look at the ivy. Of course, the idea and planted originally by the late, great Bill Veeck. It is rare to see October baseball at Wrigley Field. Even more rare to see the green ivy take on the colors of fall. A lot of orange and red.
A couple of the Cub players during batting practice actually had a couple of the red pieces of ivy taken out and stuck into their ball caps as they were taking infield and taking batting practice. Kind of a cool sight.
Randall Simon, a hitter. First pitch swinging, grounds and foul. Randall 5 hits and 14 at bats with a home run and 4 batted in. He hit the big home run in Game 3 at Pro Player Stadium.
He's up there hacking. Free swinger. First pitch split. Off the plate and swung. Feed off of his aggressiveness.
Tried to get him to chase that high fastball, which Simon will do. Took at that time 1-1.
Tough thing about Simon being so aggressive is that he doesn't walk very often, but doesn't strike out very often either for a slasher. Great bad ball hitter. You don't have to throw a strike to get him out, but you also don't have to throw a strike for him to hit a laser somewhere.
There's a laser into right field, but playable for Cabrera, and that'll end the inning. 1 run, 3 hits, 2 men left. Marlins bat in the second, trailing Mark Pryor, 1-0.
Come on in, Derek. Derek, this is the postseason. I hear you're out dancing, eating, and just carousing with your friends. Is it true you're going out every night?
Absolutely not.
Good.
If you want to enjoy the New York nightlife, bring your Visa card, because Orso, Cheetah, and the Broom Street Bar don't take American Express.
Hey, Derek, we are running late. Sorry.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.